Hello and welcome back to the git-python live development stream. It's Byron speaking and we are very close to doing our 0.3.6 release. The only real feature we still have left is this one here, and then it's just some Windows testing and possibly having a quick look at why the hell Python 3 is so much slower on Travis than in my own tests. And yeah, let's jump right in to 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. Allow setting per repo sshkey. I've locally patched this by temporarily setting the git ssh environment variable to a script that would include a deployment sshkey in the ssh command. I think this would be awesome to have built in. I find this much more convenient and flexible than having to parse and update the git the ssh config. Would there be interest in a pull request of this feature? So there's been lots of communication going on here, which ended in getting a pull request for just this feature. So the interesting part is that you actually just have to set an environment variable to get this going. So I guess people have done this before because the git command will pick up these global environment variables and pass them on to the git command that it starts. But the idea is to make it a bit more comfortable and making kind of per repo overrides much easier to do. And yeah, I do totally agree. So let's have a look at the PR. Where is it? Is it referenced here somewhere? It should be. And then we go from there. So there's been some more communication going on, and there are test cases, and everything is good basically. And all we have to do now is to kind of make sure it's as good as it can possibly be. And that's pretty much it. Let's jump right in. I will just use the default way of doing this. Does it do a pull? Okay, but I create a branch before. That's all right then. Oh, I also have a change here, but I think that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, there we go. Yeah, shit, I was kind of doing the wrong thing here. I didn't mean to merge this. I actually meant to just check out this branch of his. Yeah, and then get going. Interesting. Good remote T-Berg. Add that one. Okay. And that should be fine. Thank you. By the way, I might have just killed my fix, and I did. Ha ha ha. It's just a minor thing. That was related to Travis. this one. Let's make a quick commit. This should finally fix Travis CI. So here we go, finally. Let's have a look at the diff in the meanwhile. So or at the comments here. So manifest was updated. There is a test now in test git. Let's run it right away. Oh, scripts is now top level. I think that would be a problem right away. I would contain it. I mean, I don't know that it is a problem, but yeah, I don't want to risk it. Just throw it in there. And be happily ever after, hopefully. All right. Git command py. I would even go further and kind of make this its own package and then throw it in there. Maybe there's another way. Not for now. I'll just, I'll just say, well, throw it in here. And fine. For now. Good. Then we shall probably adjust the git command implementation right away. Like so. And yeah. Let's have a look. Test environment. Test git. Let's just run it all. Ah yeah. I know. Interestingly, this has incredible performance implications if you run this on Python 7, right? So in Python 7 you get a copy of all items in the dict, which is possibly very expensive. In Python 3 you get a memory view or a view to the dict, which is cheap. And either items, nice as they are, doesn't exist in Python 3, so you have to kind of make your own function that says get items on dict or something, and then it does the right thing depending on where you are or which interpreter you're using, which is hell of annoying. So what I do usually is to just say, fuck you, it's items now. Python 2 is possibly slower than, in most cases it probably doesn't matter depending on what we are seeing here. Here it doesn't matter at all, so it's fine. In case of the index file, by the way, which can have a huge dict, this will matter, and I think I'm not even sure how I do it there. Maybe I do it right there just because I know it will matter. Anyhow, let's go again. This works now, at least the test works. Let's have a look. So environment is empty initially. That should be the case. Then context manager works. And afterwards it's gone, that's fine. Then we check that we get an environment that is able to reset the new one. And we just check very precisely what's going on. Oh yeah, so that's the inverse operation basically. And right now, currently, we have this environment. Now we set it. And get the reverse. That's all right. This only works for single key values. Do we have to test for this? I mean, no, we don't have to test for this because kwargs automatically make sure we don't get anything that is nested. Maybe we should add a sanity check because the values must be strings now. And I would just say, yeah, it must be strings. We don't convert or do anything pseudo intelligent there. Yeah. Also, let's build the documentation. Let's see if there's anything that changed. Tutorial 391, unexpected indentation. That might have been there already. 391. Oh yeah, there's this guy missing. Yeah, that will clash later when we merge, but it's okay. We'll probably put this into the test then. Possibly. Let's see, that will be minor overhead. But that's good. So far, that's not our issue right now. Or anymore. Yeah, so about the values, should I be picky or just set it here? Where'd the changes? Examples. All right. kwargs. Environment variables to use for the git process. Return dig that maps back to. All right. Yeah, it's kind of clear that the values must be strings. And if the values are not strings, it will basically crash later or throw an exception later when the process attempts to be started with something in the environment value, or in the environment dictionary that makes no sense for an environment. All right, so that's the next thing. With environment, a context manager around the above and update environment. Method to restore the environment back to its previous state after operation. After the can you say after the context is closed? Yeah, I don't know. Then this is all right. And last thing, context manager with sshkey. Oh yeah, this is actually the thing with the name, right? I made some altered, doesn't show anymore, probably because it was made against a diff that was changed. Yep. Altered. Wasn't there some way to see older diffs? Show outdated diff. Isn't GitHub awesome? Yeah, altered, changed, custom with custom environment. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things. So, custom or altered? Custom, it's easier to write. I guess. Like so. Ugh. There we go. There we go. And maybe tutorial. No, here we only have the sshkey one. That's all right. So, sshkey, a content manager to temporarily set an sshkey for all operations that run inside it. with example. Oh wait, is that's kind of copy paste, isn't it? With custom environment with sshkey. Then you just provide the key file, deployment key, and then you do what you do. That is that path. Yeah, it's also something I'm you know, is it a path? What is a file? A file, you know, a file path is a path to a file, I get that. A path is a path to anything, I get that. A file, is it an open file, a stream? So I'm tempted to say you know, SSH file path, sshkey file path or something. Doesn't matter, it's an argument, should be descriptive. File path, like so. Okay, and then we just set it up accordingly with custom environment. So that's passed to our own script. I would make this a shell script right away, because using Python interpreter for that kind of stuff is kind of, it's wasteful and you don't need it. And I think this will only work on POSIX systems anyway. So we could, you know, keep it as simple as possible. So yeah, let's make this a shell script, and also let's make it overridable. Yeah, let's do that. Just in case people want their own scripts, then they can derive from, I mean, they would have ways to basically sneak in their own type. Def sshkey script path. Which is that? There we go. Did I do this correctly? Did I miss something here? No. That should be it. I will not. Should I make an assertion here that this actually exists? Yeah, IO-wise, I think that cost is neglectable. Python would probably bark as well. Python. I always say Python when I mean Git. So Git would bark. So let's Git bark. Let's bark. Let's Git bark. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so that should be fine now, except for that we still have a scripts SSH wrapper user bin env. Let's go real basic here. And then this will look much easier all of a sudden. We will just do an SSH call to get SSH key file -i, not to forget, -i. Then the key file, we might want to check that this actually is a value, but we just assume it. Let's just assume it. It's not the best script, but SSH will bark if that's not correct. People will debug this and figure that one out. Oh yeah, we should rename it as well, huh? And then we just provide all remaining options here. And that is it. Bang. Bang. Voila. And yes, you're totally right. I have to rename this. Can I do this here? Rename file? Maybe here. Yes. and syntax bash. Thank you. And what's, oh, I think, okay, it didn't refresh. Didn't refresh right away. Fair enough. Good, that should do it. And I would rather like to test it before I say that it works. But it looks good to me. I mean, that was what we had before, right? I just renamed it. Let's go ahead right away. Yeah. Sorry, I was actually looking for a way to figure out what has been deleted here. But apparently I'm not able to. Come on. That's it, isn't it? Why can't it do that? Ah, okay, ambiguous argument. Now, there we go. Let's just check. We put options here, so it's ssh-i value of path, not to forget this. And then we pass on everything else, and that is it. Return code will naturally be the right thing. So we exchanged 6 lines of Python code for 1 line of bash. That's what I meant, you know. It's just so much easier and faster and everything. Good. That is done. Let's do it somehow. Let's do something silly. I mean, probably this will not run unless we truly have a remote that is using SSH, which right now we don't have. Git has to trigger it. So possibly one can just fake it, hoping that it will just run my script anyway. And then stuff should happen. And if that works, we're good. All right, so let's try it. We test the config manager, we tested the general logic, that seemed to be right. And now, yeah, for now I'll just go crazy and a bit hacky and say with, oh, I've got a self git here, really? I didn't know. I didn't even know. Yeah, probably it's used here somewhere, but I never... Oh, this guy has it specifically. Now I get it. Didn't look into this implementation for a long, long time. Yeah. All right. So it's the same thing, basically. But we use row repo to have a real repository for now. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Not row repo. Let's set up RW directory. Doesn't mind. Why doesn't it light it up? The linter might have crashed. Yep, it doesn't care anymore. It should. It should, but it still doesn't. Well, then this is how it is. Git test lib with our W directory. Oh, now it's back. Took a while. Asynchronous loading. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Do I have it? Init. And some repo. I do have a repo here. Nope. I don't. Well. And why is this still looking like it does? Don't they all look like that now? That is interesting. I thought I did that, but apparently I didn't do it everywhere. Oops. All right. Good enough, good enough. Attempting to make Python code extra pretty only goes so and so far. Anyway. So here's our empty repository. Then we shall add a fake remote. That points to git add server foo, just to hopefully trigger our script during a fetch. So now with rw repo sshkey, I specify the key file, which doesn't exist key. Then do some fetch action. Let's see what it says. Repo remotes 0 fetch. Do it. It should fail, but I want to know how it fails. Oh yeah, true, that is somewhere else. That is in from git-db test lib, import that. Repo object has no attribute, absolutely right. Like so. Error in fetching, failure, could not read from remote repository. Ah, it tries to how can it try to contact it? Or maybe have I been called? Let's try. Just real quick. No. Turn with exit code 2. Oh yeah, the script should be executable if it's not yet. Maybe it is. It is. Yeah, executing this is not a fantastic idea. I mean, sure, like that it is, but at least it's not totally wrong. Okay, warning identity file not available, no such directory. That is fine as well. Yeah, so it appears that even though my file would be executable, it is not actually getting there. That is sad. So this can hardly be tested unless you have a real SSH repository. Can I make you do that? Oh yeah, let's just keep the remote around, shall we? Okay. Maybe that's a difference for him, but it shouldn't be. SSH / how is that again? How do I? git clone URL. Oh, maybe this one. Git URLs. Here we go. SSH user at host, and then the path to repo. The .git ending is not necessarily required. So git add server foo. If that makes a difference, I'd be happy, but also it shouldn't. Oh. Oh, interesting. No path specified. See man git pull for valid URL syntax. What? Did I mess it up? User at host, and then, oh, without a colon. Okay. Could not read from remote repository. Well, that is true. But did you do anything? Oh yeah, and let's have a look at what the context managers return, right? They could yield something. Yield something useful. What is useful in this situation? Well, usually what guys passed in, they don't usually know that. I mean, they just write it here and then, yeah. What should it return? Doesn't really matter, does it? If I return something, I have to document it and then I have to say why I do it. Why do you do it? Because I wanted to return something useful, possibly. Yeah, well, best intentions. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. It's there, git SSH. Definitely there. Not to forget to remove the debug info here. Anything? Change anything? No, doesn't seem to execute it. Git SSH. I want to know how this git SSH stuff is working. Git source, git SSH. Tell me, when do you do it? When do you tell me that you don't like it? So, see? It should do it right away. If not SSH, oh, actually, maybe. Did I get this wrong? Did I get this totally wrong? Show me the diff again. No, it calls its own subprocess. Really? Here it looks like, well, show me. User bin. So that's supposed to contain a, well, you cannot provide options in the git SSH environment variable from the git man page. If this environment variable is set, then git fetch and git push will use this command instead of SSH when they need to connect to the remote system. The git SSH command will be given exactly 2 arguments: the username host from the URL and the shell command to execute in that remote system. So okay, we got it right. That's fine. That shall work if we would get there. But it seems we don't get there. Come on. I thought it was a quickie here. I would like to test it. If necessary, I will just push it like that and say, okay, it probably works. So, let's have a look at this error again. Error when fetching. Fatal. Could not read from remote repository. Could not read from die initial contact. Good. What does it try? Packet read. So packet read probably, if it gets there, yeah. If it gets there, it already has something, I suppose. Like in, it's a file handle, so that's something you have only if you have executed something, like, or you have a pipe open. How do you get that pipe? Yeah, maybe it gets remote heads with, no, it can't. It must use the thing all the time. Here is the, oh, sorry. Actually, I want to have a look at where it's used. Remote curl transport. I think here it's used, right? Fetch pack. Send pack. Transport. Get refs via connect. Okay. Let's close the other guys. So in connect you have git ssh. Child process. Yeah. Okay, I mean, let's use it. Let's try the repository. Let's have a look. Oops. Could, so try something interesting. So if I specify this one, let's get SSH. Fatal, could not read from remote repository, but it executes it. It does execute it. That's good. Could not read from remote repository. Please make sure you have correct access right and repository exists. But that's, you know, now we're talking. It's getting executed and stuff happens. But this looks different here, does it? Could not read from remote repository. Is this just the first line? Aha, it's just the first line. Or I'm not, oh yeah, true. Maybe it's not getting, you know, because it's parsing. It's awesome, actually. Isn't that terrific? Because it's the fetch implementation will parse these output lines on std_er. So maybe, yeah, but I think that's a good sign because all this kind of doesn't work at all, which is expected. So yeah, I guess I can live with that. Oh yeah, actually I wanted to output it to std_out. Maybe I kind of get it then, but I close std_out. So std_out we don't get it all. Yeah, same thing. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeousness. nose proxy git error in fetching. Whoa, whoa, bad line length character. Yes, a protocol error. Nice, there we go. That's what I want to see. It's kind of a complex test for what we are trying to achieve, but we can, that's good. And now all that's left to do is to have a repository class test repo that is a repo that uses a git command. Where is it? Git command. Oh, it's not here. Ah, damn it. I probably have to merge master in to make that work. Yeah, let's go with that for now. Rescue my stuff. Yeah, good. I mean, that's good enough. We'll keep that as it is. And we shall amend this. Thank you. And let's merge master in for now. Boom, conflict tutorial. That was expected. And this is the new part. You can easily access. That's the, oh, where's the new part? Here's the new part. That's the new stuff. Probably wants another test case here. Can we verify this works in a test case? No, I will just keep it here in literal form. Will I? I don't like it if it's not tested. Yeah. If we actually try fetch, this will definitely fail. Maybe I should just put a comment there that says, hey, if I would do this, this wouldn't actually work. But in your case, it will. Trust me. There is a test case for this. All right, let's do it like that. Test doc. Test docs. Why do you say this is changed, huh? Anyhow. It's interesting that it... Oh, because this was... Yeah, I see. Because this is new compared to the master into which I just merged. And that's kind of in the index right now. All right, I get it. So we have a writable repo here. So this is where all the extra stuff shall be put. 31, 32. We just simulate that now. Yeah. Do I have join here? Maybe. Private key file. repo remote origin fetch. Note that we don't actually make the call here, as our setup doesn't permit it to succeed. It will, in your case. Of course it will. Good, we show it. Put it in, that's the 32 now. Bang, bang, thank you. You can also specify an SSH key to use for any operations on the remotes, and then it's like that. Good. Do the tests. Test docs. Ooh, I'm still printing stuff. No. Evil. Yeah. Join is not defined. Yeah, okay, it tells me. Oh yeah, because we are not master. Can I fix this so that it doesn't matter? 65 repo head ref. Yeah, so branches will not work like that. You know, that's okay. Fine with that. Probably that doesn't run because of this though. Where is it? Where is the problem? 87, 65. 65. Oh, one here, I don't think so. No, that one runs. Good, then make docs, please. Oh no. Here we go. That looks good. Okay. Accepted. We shall add and commit to conclude the merge. Good, thank you. There we are, and now I have a repository that allows me to change the git command repo type to something else. Repo type is a git. Do I have it here? Yeah, I do. Is git, which defines sshkey. Come on, can't you help me with that? Ssh key script path. Why is autocompletion failing ungracefully here? I don't know. Should know it. Script path. And we shall return something that we might just write ourselves right now. And then we put some stuff in there. Oh yeah. Can I open it with the right permissions right away? That would be cool. I think there are ways to do that, but yeah. Well, anyway. Write text, please. User bin env bash. You know what? Fuck that. I will go for individual lines. And then we shall echo something. And exit with an error. Oh yeah, probably like so. I think the error exit is something we don't really get to see anyway, because it will tell us that it couldn't parse a line there. Yeah, I mean, interesting. Sure, we are supposed to hand over. Yeah, let's just skip it because we don't need it. We're supposed to basically call something that then interacts with the process. So they want to do their chatting, and if I say, hey foo, it of course fails ungracefully. This is exactly what we want, and that should all be we need, because we can then parse the return value. Oh, write doesn't actually. Oh man, write doesn't actually return anything for us, which is sad, because otherwise we could chain calls, but we cannot because we are in Python. That is what it is. Awesome. So now that we have inline written our file, we will just return the path to it, which should make this one very happy. Now we can initialize our test repo that will instantiate our own git type, that will return our own git path, that will trigger the error that we will then be able to understand. No. Could not read from remote repository. What? That's like... That shouldn't be. Does init not work correctly? Does init not use its own type? Oh man, dude. Come on. That's a good thing. It's a bug fix, right? This is why we have class methods, in order to be type independent. I mean, that's a cool thing about Python, yeah? I mean, interpreted language in general. You can do fancy stuff with Ruby as well. Yeah, permission denied. Oh yeah, I forget to chmod that guy. OS chmod pass 075 555. Yeah, there we go. And that might be the std error or something. Let's catch it and analyze it. Git command error as error. Let's just try it. Assert foo in error. In std error I meant. In std out I meant. In what do you even message maybe? Where is that? Oh man. So I have to go there. I'd like to have a compiler who tells me what there is and what not, but no. We are in the Python world and everything is done at runtime. Error is not defined. Excuse me, is it not there anymore? I thought it was. Where am I? Locals. No, it's not there. Excuse me? Or maybe I'm not, oh sorry, I'm maybe not even getting the right one. Well, I am, I'm supposed to be. I don't get it. Didn't it actually? No, it tells me that I don't have a message attribute on that guy. Okay, so maybe it's really just like this. Awesome. You know, why should I dig in and understand that? I thought I would know what I'm doing, but apparently I'm not. I'm fine with that. And yeah, everything else should sort itself out. And that's a good test, I think. It tests the right things. Awesome. We could run that on Windows just for the funsies. And maybe it does work. I don't expect it, but if it does, fine. Windows user happiness. If not, yeah, I will try it before I say it doesn't work. And I have to do it anyway. But besides that, we should be quite fine. Let's run all tests for now. Let's do the flake testing. Test git 208. And test docs 443. Good, you should be fine now. On failure doesn't need to mean a lot. Let's have a look at Windows. And at the test. So what's your problem, huh? Yeah. Takes a long time, huh? 71 seconds, that's new. Oh yeah, we're not pointing to master, sure. And let's do the 2.7 thingy. Not do this. All right. Let's jump right in. Here. Okay, running tests is always fun. I think Python 2 did yield the best results because Nose is a bit buggy on Windows. It doesn't work the same as on POSIX, I found out. And I don't even blame them, because who wants to make stuff work on Windows? I mean, I wouldn't raise my hand, that's for sure. But I'm fine as long as something works somehow a little bit here. So in theory, we are going for 2 errors and 2 failures. And now we might have another one. I mean, I just run everything now, which is probably a stupid idea. Let's go step by step. The only thing that is new is git test git, and this one test at the end. Oh well. Oh crap. That's the file system that isn't as fast as a program, but apparently, you know, that's the wrapper who tries to clean up, and I'm fine with that. We close the file handler here. I mean, we do everything correctly. So yeah, the lame file system of Windows, I mean, it's shared. It's SMB shared, I think, and who knows, but there are lags. There are still locks on these guys, even though they have been closed a while ago. But maybe a process is still open or something that kind of, I don't know. Who cares? I don't. But it shows that this actually runs. It's incredible. Yeah, if that's the only problem he has, it definitely runs. Awesome. Fine. I'm happy to see that. So here I would expect one error, which is this, oh, you're not a master thing, but there's more. Okay, but it's not really, it's, you know, we can't shut down our stuff once again because somebody is using it. That's probably some process that is still kind of hanging in there. So actually this finished, yeah, it finished. And the other one is that one. So awesome. I think we have not added any regression to Windows. So we should have like a few more failures now. 2 more failures and 1 more error. So we are going for 4 errors and 5 failures. Let's see. In the meanwhile, this is fine. This is good. In theory, let's see what Travis says about it. But I'm good with that, at least. I don't say this is good, I say I am good. That's a huge difference, but it's a start. Yeah, I hope. I'm just checking for some silly debug code, but the print we removed a while ago fixes, which one? It fixes, this should mention 234. Add a test for sshkey context manager. It verifies that the script is actually called. Interestingly, the shell script version, I think it's also the shell script. I wouldn't say that the Python would be found on Windows, but shell is being found because we are in this msysgit environment. At least within msysgit this works. So let's say that. Interesting, the shell script version works within an msysgit environment on Windows. Which is awesome. Okay, I think that's all there is to say about that. So let's get back to master, merge that stuff back. It should be I mean, it's a fast forward, obviously. And that's it. Why don't I trust it? I should. I mean, it's a fast forward and I've just tested everything. So push that stuff. Ideally, trebles will work now. Yes, git remote rm tberg. And there it goes. So trebles is a separate issue. We'll see about that. This one is already closed. It's so awesome. I mean, it's all in real time. It realizes this. This one is also closed. Terrific. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 2, 3, 4. The next version 0.36 will be ready in a few moments.